And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that brutal OST as we have returned with the second half of the HomeStory Cup 24 Galactic Rumble Group A broadcast. We're back here with the second half, and we're back with some mirror matchups. If you did see earlier here, we have Elazer versus Serral up next, followed by Harson versus DNS and Fiant versus Dolan to wrap up the night. So 3 best of 3s are going to be remaining here to determine who does make it out of the group. Again, I think it's top 2. Top 2 do make it out of Group A. Everyone else will have to bow out from the tournament. So it's brutal. It's a very brutal group here in HomeStory Cup to try to make it into the playoff bracket. But we are here for it with this mirror matchup, and I'm already surprised. Game 1 is going to be on Radisson Station. Crazy. Crazy, Poppy. Oh my god. We just had a game on Radisson, to be fair, but it made sense because, you know what, Dolan was involved, and he's a wild player himself. We don't often get to see this map in general, but we're going to be seeing it here in this ZvZ. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Radisson Station, we have the Finnish Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing Team Basilisk. It is Serral. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, going for a 15-15. Let's go. In the top right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player representing Team Liquid from the land of Poland. It is Elazer. Here we go. Okay, so a 15-15 makes plenty of sense on Radisson Station. So Serral essentially is going for a 15 hatch into a 15 spawning pool into delayed gases. The reason why we're going for delayed gases here is we should be cancelling this, is because we will most likely be skipping link speed and going for 2 base play. Walling off here with a Roach Warren, and I say 2 base play because it's Radisson Station. 2 base play means 3 base play. I mean, you can be very greedy here on this map, and it looks like that is going to be the game plan here for Serral. Meanwhile, Elazer across the map going for a hatch, what should be a hatch gas pool opener. No. Okay, different forms of greed. Are we going for the gold? What? Let's go. Are we going hatch before gas before pool? Double hatch? Let's go. Okay. So 2 different forms of greed essentially here from our players. 2 different directions that we're going to be going in here as we do rush into that goal base. You love to see it. I like this from Elazer because of Serral's opener, because of the delayed gas. I don't think Serral can punish this. Not easily anyway, so I do approve of this from Elazer, going hatch before gas before pool. So this is as greedy as you can get. This is hyper greed here from Elazer. You cannot do this on any other map. This is very specific to Radisson Station. So if you're maybe a Zerg player, and maybe if you're watching and if you want to learn some ZvZ, ignore this game because this is very unique to Radisson Station. The only reason why Elazer can be this greedy is because Serral is also being greedy because of the map itself. Serral is mining out and mining through these mineral patches. Aye. Okay. we're playing some StarCraft. We're trying to. As I'm mining through these middle patches, and there we go. So Serral, he went for a 15-15 into a 3rd base. This is even a further delayed gas than I thought would happen. So very late gases here from Serral, insanely late with the faster 3rd base. Of course, Elazer's 3rd is much faster than that of Serral. Both greedy, but Elazer is kind of trumping Serral with how greedy he is being. Link Scout is gonna confirm the gold. And where do we go from here? Because Elazer is going to be able to saturate this goal base without too much issue, and Serral cannot punish him. We'll have a hard time punishing him. Elazer, he's got link speed on the way. Serral still working on his first gas geyser. Still building himself up. Up! As we do pick off one of those drones. Let's go. Now you said Team Basilisk, so maybe remember, Rotterdam is very empathetic, clarifying that the name of this team is just Basilisk. Oh. Okay. Wait, did I know that? I did. That's my bad. I just checked casting tool and I do have it as just Basilisk, so that's my mistake. Yeah, it's very similar to Onside. Fun fact, it used to be Onside Gaming, but a couple of months ago they rebranded to just purely Onside. It's just Onside, just the word. Not Onside Gaming anymore. Yeah. I guess Basilisk is just Basilisk. It's just hard saying without not saying team at the start. I'll do my best, though. I'll do my best. As Baneless is thrown down. Bold move by Elazer, by the way. He's going Ling Bane? Question mark? Not skipping Ling speed, not going into roaches. Meanwhile, Elazer back at... Sorry, Elazer? Serral back at home, rushing into a fast lair, taking all of his... Or just saturating all of his bases, taking double gases. This should be into a roach warren. Now, this could be mutas. This could still be fast muta play or just a commitment into roaches. Serral, he has options available here. Elazer... I'm not convinced. I'm not in love with him going into Ling Bane. Because he went into Ling Bane, I was going to say that this should be into mutas. He's taking all 4 gases, but no, he's throwing down a hidden roach warren behind this. Ling's going to be threatening the front door here. It looks like they can get a queen. Yeah, the queen is going to go down, but we have a wall of queens behind this. No way into the natural, and the Lings are deflected. At least we gain some value. At least we do gain some value here from Elazer, but it's doesn't get much more than that. And again, this was a big investment from Elazer. Behind this, Overlord speed is on the way. Interesting. So with Overlord speed, we could go for some Ling harass and some drop lords into the pocket base, or we could just go for an Overlord scout to make sure we are aware whether or not there are mutas on the way. As we can see, it is a commitment to roaches. We have 1-1 and roach speed in production for Serral. Likewise, we have something similar here from Elazer as well, going into +1 range, going to roaches. Only a single Eva chamber though, so Elazer is going to be slightly behind in upgrades. The carapace upgrades aren't too important. They impact a little bit, but they're not as impactful as +1 and +2 range. So not the biggest of deals. Elazer is going to be lacking those upgrades. As he's taking all of his gases, there it is. We have some drop lords on the way. Okay, some drop lords here for Elazer to go for some roach harass. Overseer comes in for the scout, does confirm the entire base, the natural, the main, and the third as well, making sure that there is no hidden spire, no hidden tech, no fast infestation pit. So Elazer's fully aware of what's going on. Likewise, Serral also comes in for the scout, also confirms the roach production. So we're going to be getting into roach v roach. Now, as we settle into this, who's in a better position? I would say that even though Elazer has the better economy, he did spend a lot of resources on those Lings early on, which was less than ideal. I do think that Serral has been more efficient with his droning and more efficient with how he's been spending his larva overall, as now he's amassing roaches. But here we go, the drop is coming in, and Serral, is he in position? Not quite. Queen is going to go down, and from here we can go for the drones. At the same time, he doesn't turn around. Serral, he's committed. Reinforcements, they are rallied back home, and we should deal with this. 2 drones go down, and meanwhile, Serral, he does push forward. Bit of an anti-timing. 1-1, still a couple of seconds away, just now finishing here for Serral. Meanwhile, Lings, they do threaten that 4th base. Drop a lord into the main. So far, Serral, he is keeping up, but his main army turns back around. And we will save this 4th, just barely. Elazer does survive. He survives low enough to get into his own +1 range, getting into his 2nd Eva chamber. We have Burrow and Tunneling Claws on the way. So Elazer just doubling down here on Roach Ravager. Getting into a 4th, both players are. Again, Serral has the slight upgrade advantage, +2 commencing here for both players. We should be getting to +2 carapace soon once we have the gas for it. For Serral as well. And from here, yeah, we're just going to be backing up. Just going to be amassing roaches. No one wants to pull the trigger yet. As things will be calming down. Now, once both players max out, we could try to tech up even further into a Hydra Den, into a Lurker Den. With these additional gases, we can afford that. We can afford Hive Tech. We could find ourselves in a proper late game ZvZ. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. There it is, Hydra Den and Infestation Pit. We are teching, or Serral is the first to tech here towards Lurkers. I'm surprised that Elazer hasn't started. There we go. Just 1 step behind, only a small step though. As the Infestation Pit is now in production, we should be seeing the Hydra Den momentarily as well. As Elazer is pushing Drop Lord towards the natural. Serral has the better concave. He dives on the army. Big connections as well. Will take a couple of bows to the face, but really good trades here. Does shave off so many roaches. And he does force Elazer back. At the same time, though, he comes in with a drop lord, so we have reinforcements in position. Serral, he does deflect it. Does lose 2 drones, but Serral, he already had the higher worker count. He can afford to lose some workers. Oh, not the queen, though, as the queen is going to fall. A hive already on the way for Serral. Drop lord does get out of the pocket base. And here we go, Elazer pushing towards that 4th. And this hatchery is very low from earlier. We could try to pile it down. Here we go. Elazer is going to be committing. Jump Lord back into the pocket. Is going to be cleaned up. Jump Lord does go down. We do dodge most of the piles. Yeah, and Serral with the defender's advantage. He does have an overwhelming Roach army. He's forcing Elazer back. This was not the fight for Elazer to take. He's losing too much. He bleeds out every single Ravager. Good target firing out of Serral. Shuts down the Ravagers, shuts down the Roaches, pushes this back. Again, he does have the upgrade advantage. And behind this, with the completion of this tide, we can go straight for the Lurkers. Now, Serral has to be careful not to overextend because Elazer does have defender's advantage. He is remaxing. But a big portion of his army is across the map. Elazer, he's not ready for this. Queen is going down. We do barely force this back. We have the better concave. There it is. Hydrogen now on the way for Elazer. He's trying to come in for the surround, but here come the reinforcements of Serral. Serral with the better engage. Does force Elazer back. The upgrades have been evened up. Do love the burrow coming in clutch. I spoke too soon. We have detection. Oh, we get 4 more roaches. 5 more roaches here. 6 even. Oh my god. Elazer bleeding out a lot here in the retreat. We're working on upgrades. There's that lurker den on the way for Serral, alongside Hydra upgrades as well. And Serral, he has, because he's been trading better, he has the spare resources to invest into those upgrades. +2 Carabays about to kick in. The main armies, they do bounce off each other. Bearing in mind, Elazer has 0 Ravagers left. Only Roaches. So he doesn't have as much kind of maneuverability or micro-ability with his army. Doesn't have as much to threaten Serral. Trying to knock down these Rucks. Does force Serral back, but again, Serral is teching. Working on 3-3. Working on, eventually, Lurkers. We're still getting there. Still on the way. Elazer's also working and taking towards Lurkers, but he is 1 step behind. There's going to be a window where Serral has Lurkers and Elazer doesn't. He's trying to go for a counterattack, but again, Serral in position. Yeah, the 2-2 against the 2-1. Do force Elazer back. And as we bleed out Roaches, here come those Hydras. Now Serral is transitioning. Lurker Den is done. We're still lacking Lurker upgrades. Serral, he has the money for it, and he should be working on that soon. Ooh, Serral is overextending. Oh, almost gets caught. And bleeds out a couple of Roaches. Big moment there for Elazer. Yeah, Hydras are coming out. Serral in a pretty awkward position, but the miles. Oh my god. Not quite connecting. But again, he's able to take a better fight here. There it is, Lurker range now in production. These Roaches towards the bottom right, they should be cleaned up. Serral, he knows that, so he splits up his Roaches. On the burrow. He tunnels away. Oh my god, barely escapes. Only going to be losing 3 Roaches. Very nice moves here from Serral. Avoiding disaster. Lurkers are now in production. Serral maxing out. Hydras have been revealed. Serral, I like that he's keeping a couple of Hydras in his army just so he has some anti-air to do with these Overlords. Can be very annoying. Overlords are going down. Meanwhile, a Roach run by here hitting the gold base. Elazer. Not quite in position. We have Roaches here at the gold. We have Roaches hitting the 5th base as well. Elazer is being pulled apart. That's going to be 10 dead workers. We shouldn't kill this hatchery. Yeah, we have reinforcements. We should be able to save this. But Elazer, economically, he is hurting. He has a bank, don't get me wrong. But doesn't have as much sustain. Serral even getting to Vipers. Hydra Lurker Viper are going to be the composition of choice for Serral. Lurkers up. Oh my god, almost get caught out. Looks like some of them will. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3. Big pickups. 3 Lurkers go down. Serral not quite in position to defend them. Elazer getting to his own Lurkers. But that's what the Vipers are for. 8 Vipers in production. So the way this works in ZvZ, it's Roach v Roach, then it becomes Lurker versus Lurker, then becomes Viper versus Viper. Vipers are king in the late game of ZvZ, and Elazer doesn't have any. This is worrisome. This is worrisome for Elazer. He may be building up a Lurker count, that's cool and all, but there's no answer to the Vipers. Usually the answer to Vipers is other Vipers. So it turns into Viper versus Viper, and here we go. We have Elazer going for a bit of a counterattack with his Lurkers. An expensive counterattack, might I add. His main army pushing through the center. Serral is in position. He dives on these lurkers. 2, 3 of them go down. We're going to clean up most of them. Big loss there for Elazer. Meanwhile, he's pushing through the center, but we're in position. We have detection. No! We have detection. Elazer trying to slide his way into the pocket base or into the natural. He's gaining ground. Roaches, they do get into the main base at the same time. This 5th is looking exposed. Yeah, and Elazer, he's breaking through. But here come the reinforcements. This time with Vipers. You can see Serral doesn't want to waste his energy. Lurkers, they get behind the mineral line, but we can abduct every single one of them. Yeah, every lurker's going to go down. At the same time, Roach counterattack may get a kill on this base. We still have Roaches harassing Serral. He's losing a lot of drones. Ooh, and even a queen. We don't get the hatchery. The hatchery doesn't go down. As the dust does settle, Serral, he's still up in economy. He's still up in army. He's still up in lurkers. Oh, this is looking dire for Elazer. Serral, he's got, yeah, just more workers, more lurkers, more Vipers. Elazer just now rebuilding his lurkers here on the front lines. Risky move. Going for another counterattack. But he gets caught out once again. Just now, Vipers are on the way for Elazer. But they're late, and it's going to take a while for them to gather up energy. We desperately need them. We need them. We need to gather energy. There we go. We'll be sucking on that natural. Roach counterattack, but again, we do have detection. I mean, we do have, yeah, detection and lurkers. They're within range. They will shut this down. 4 more Vipers on the way. I think we're building up to 8 Vipers, I want to say. Yeah, 8 versus 8. So far, pretty good Viper counts. We have seen in late game ZvZ, players go up to 12 Vipers. But for now, 8 is looking solid. So ideally, you want your Vipers in 2 groups. The reason why you want them in 2 groups is because of parasitic bombs. We're going to be seeing a lot of, again, Viper versus Viper. They're going to be abducting each other, parasitic bombing each other, and ideally you want them split up. And Elazer does have them for now in 2 groups. Serral has them all bunched up, so he has to be careful. So far, going to be abducting some of those overseers. Serral rotating around. Does catch a couple of roaches. The lurkers! Oh! 2 of them go down. Big pickups. At the same time, the main army is going to be clashing. Big blinding clouds covering everything. Elazer has the high ground. He does hold on for now, but oh, it does push towards those lurkers, though. Overextending a little bit. We do get on top of this army, forcing back Elazer on the right-hand side. And we do, we catch the lurkers, no! Big pickups here. Oh my god, the lurkers are denied. Again, just a little bit of an adventurous position to morph them in for Elazer. Does abduct 2 of these lurkers though. Does shut them down. Same time, lurker counters. Then we get the base, finally! Hatchery is going to go down to the 1 lunker. Serral taking the gold. Elazer already mined out of his. That gold-based advantage no longer a factor. Armies are rotating around. It looks like Serral can catch these Vipers. The Vipers! No! We got 1! We get 2, we get 3! We get 4 Vipers here. Almost every Viper goes down. Massive abductions. Elazer was not paying attention, wasn't looking. He's down to 1 Viper left. And Serral, he has a lot of momentum. He can push. He can move out. For now, it's just going to be harassing here on the right-hand side. Catching some of these overlords. Serral looks like he wants to try to collapse on this position. Only 1 lurker, bear that in mind. This is a very adventurous army, and we're getting caught out. Yeah, the full surround. We do abduct the final Viper. Big blinding cloud. There's still 1 lurker here in position. But the laser's being pulled apart. Where's that abduction? We do have it. The blinding cloud even. Yeah, we can take a better fight. Serral, he has lurkers. Elazer doesn't. His hydras are melting. GG gets called. And Serral will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid game there out of Serral. Elazer had his moments. I do love the opener. I love that Elazer, he rushed into that goal base. I do think that he got into his roaches a little bit late, and as a result, his upgrades were a little bit later as well. Even though I did like the opener of Elazer, tech-wise, he was always one step behind. Remember, he was behind in upgrades, he was behind in hive timing, in lurkers as well. Yeah, he was just one step behind in that respect. And he was also being hyper aggressive, but having a hard time finding damage. Constantly, he was going for dropper lords or roach counterattacks, like roach tunneling claw counterattacks. The problem is that on Radis Station, because of the base layout, because of where the bases are located, you don't really have to cover too many areas to actually cover the entryways into your 4 bases. Like, your 4 base setup, there's one way in. By ground, there's one way into your 4 bases. So as long as you leave some units in position, Serral, he was always able to be there to shut down any of those tunneling claw roaches. And yeah, for the most part, he was able to keep up with and deal with the harassment of Elazer. And again, in the end, the stronger army, the better army even, was able to overcome his opponents. I would say that things were still pretty back and forth until we saw the moment when Elazer lost all his Vipers and he was never able to recover. That was the moment when Serral took full control of that game, when he caught every single Viper except for one. One Viper survived, and even then, it survived like a couple of seconds before eventually it was shut down. Like, that was a big moment for Serral, and yeah, Elazer just lost too much momentum there, too much ground. GG. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. Remember, this is a best of 3. We do have a chance here for Elazer to fight back. Not even onside. It's onside. Yeah, all caps, all caps. True, true. But now we don't know if the onside are gamers or not. Ah, smooch. We don't know, papi. We don't know. Maybe they're not. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the Polish Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Finnish Zerg player, the blue Zerg representing Basilisk. He's a Basilisk, I guess. It is Serral. Here we go. I don't know why, but it sounds weird in my brain. Like, just calling it Basilisk instead of representing Team Basilisk. Okay, we'll try to do it. We'll force it, Buck. We'll force it. Oh. That's here we go. As for now, Elazer is going for a hatch gas pool. Likewise, we have a hatch gas pool opener from Serral. So remember, the previous game we had some very unorthodox and very greedy builds and openers from both Serral and Elazer. But to reiterate, that was only because of the map. That was only because of Radis Station. You know, what you saw there was only for that map. And here we have some standard openers instead. Just hatch gas pool from Serral and Elazer. Just to reiterate, you know, I don't wanna give some people ideas like, oh, yo, can I go like 3 hatch before pool? Like in ZvZ, it's like, no. It's don't try this at home, Bobby. Don't try this at home. Aye. As we are gonna be settling into this, and we should be joining up now as we load into Golden Aura. This is another peculiar map. It has a lot of distinct features as well. One of the big ones is that the bases themselves are very close together, so it can be quite difficult to actually be too aggressive on a 3-base setup. Pushing up towards this linear 3rd base, this ramp is just so narrow. It's such a narrow choke point here. Likewise here as well, a narrow choke point is so difficult to be too assertive, at least when it comes to Roach versus Roach. Earlier Lingbane aggression, yeah, you can find some success here, but in general, like, this is typically considered to be a very defensive map, so you can set up on 3 bases without too much issue. The 4th, you become a little bit more exposed, but because these bases and even this triangular 4th is a little bit more defendable, that's why we have so many split map scenarios in Golden Aura or on Golden Aura in different matchups. I don't know if that's applicable to ZvZ. I know it is for Radisson Station. Like, we had a late game ZvZ, we rarely get those. But on Golden Aura, I still feel like, you know, we thrive in the mid game. I want to believe that. For now, we do have our Bailey Nest on the way. I do think that it's possible to skip the Bailey Nest on Golden Aura, but for now, both players are going for it. They're making sure they don't cut any corners, and they're keeping up with each other. Getting to our third bases as well, and we should be seeing a little bit of Ling aggression. We have 12 Lings in production for Serral. Should soon be moving out. GGG is the best name of all time. True, good game gaming. Like, that was GGG. That was the best part about introducing players like Patience and Nice back in the day. This was like, what, 2020 or 2019? That was beautiful. We need to bring that back. As Ling's going to be engaging so far. Banelings have arrived as well. How good are the connections going to be? So far, good target firing. Both Banelings go down. And Elazer, he should be able to hold on. He still has 2 Banelings left. Just barely keeps him alive. But we don't do that anymore. Back in the day, there used to be a lot of like 3-letter teams, like Brave Star Gaming and Triumphant Song Gaming, and Good Game Gaming. Our thing is to be in the bottom right hand corner. We have Patience representing Good Game Gaming. TTT. It's beautiful. Love that. A lot of those teams they've since disbanded, unfortunately. Feels bad, man. What do we have left? We still have DKZ, which used to be DPG back in the day. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Kaizi Gaming, we used to call them KZG. What else was there? What else is there? The Starving Camels, it kind of works. 4 letters, not 3. But yeah, the heyday, mate. Pre-COVID, all the 3-letter teams. But now that we're going to be settling down. Obviously, Serral, he was hyper-aggressive. Didn't really come to too much fruition here, but Serral has joined up heavily. Elazer's all in. I should emphasize, Elazer is completely all in. He's cutting workers. He maynarded from his natural base. No saturation whatsoever. We're cutting workers here at 40. It's Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers completely all in here from our Red Zerg player. Elazer, can he hold? Sorry, Serral, can he hold? Can he defend? As he has drawn up to 55. Very greedy, very economic. Can he survive? Oh boy. One way or another, the game is about to end. Either Elazer is able to break Serral, or Serral is able to hold on. Oh god! Decent Bailey connections from Serral, actually. Yeah, he pushes on forward, runs out of Ling Bane though, just Roaches are remaining. But Elazer, he's running out of steam, he's running out of Roaches. He needed better connections earlier with those Banelings. Spine Crawlers are coming in clutch. We do have a couple of Queens for Transfuse. Roaches, they are pushing forward. But again, with the defender's advantage, with the reinforcements, it looks like Serral, he does hold. He's going to be holding. He does look like the first army. Again, he is far ahead in the economy here. We have +1 range on the way. Lair is done. Roach speed in production. We even have the room to invest into these upgrades. Spine Crawlers are pushing forward. And the Elazer is still all in. It's still all or nothing here for our Red Zerg. Serral, can he hold on? We have a couple of defensive Banelings on the way. Again, the Banelings are so important. They need to connect here with the Lings. The Lings are designed to buffer for the army of Elazer. Elazer has less Roaches, that's true, but that's where the Lings come into play. He's pushing in. Just dive into this position. The Biles, they do connect. Take down some of these Roaches. The Lings, they do head straight for the natural base. Meanwhile, Serral's main army should be able to clean up the Roaches here of Elazer. The Lings, they do flood in, but they run into reinforcements. They do not get into the mineral line. Overlord is going to go down. Spinecrawler has fallen. But again, Elazer, he's running out of units, running out of steam. We spoke about it, about how specifically on Golden Aura, like, it's so congested, it's so difficult to really all in and break a defending player. A couple of boys are pulled. 4 drones go down, but you can see that Serral, he shuts this down and will soon have the upgrade advantage. Another Spinecrawler has finished. Again, Roach speed still a couple of seconds away, +1 range a couple of seconds away as well. The Biles. Take down another Overlord. Not a bad pickoff. Behind this, oh, we're droning. We are droning. The problem here is that now Elazer, he's focusing on re-establishing his bases and re-droning, and Serral, he's already there, which means he's building up his Roach army, and soon he's going to counterattack with the upgrade advantage. And I don't know if Elazer can survive this counterattack from Serral. Like, this is what you caused. This is what you've created. How many roaches? 28 roaches to 4 ravagers, 3 as Serral is going to chase this down, hunting down the final ravagers here. Elazer is going to try to bypass the army and go for a big counterattack. Serral's in position. He recognizes that. He's racing back home. The wall is open, so we could just try to ignore the wall and go straight into the main. As Lings come in, but we have reinforcements. Lings hold position micro here in the mineral line. Not too bad. We get 3 workers. But Serral, again, he's still not slowing down, looking to hunt down these Lings. Good movement out of Elazer, buying a lot of time, don't get me wrong, and back at home, he's rebuilding his roaches, building up his roach count. But he's still not quite there. And Serral is pushing. Elazer once again going for a counterattack, but we have reinforcements back at home. Serral, yeah, he busts into the natural base, into the third even. While some of them will connect, not too bad, but it's a numbers game. It's just a numbers game. Elazer was all in, and with a failed all in, it's so difficult to recover here as he loses control of his third. GG gets called, and Serral will take the series 2-0, taking down Elazer. GG. GG, well played. Oh, I miss Patience. I miss Patience too. Patience, he was one of my favorite Protoss players. I loved him. Loved him. But GG, well played. Serral, he will take the series 2-0. Elazer, again, was cutting it close there with the all-in, but so much was banking on him avoiding Baneling connections. He needed to preserve his Lings to help make up for the Roach difference, the Roach differential. Very important that Serral realized what was happening. He was able to throw down Spine Crawlers, bring his Queens forward, and able to just barely hold on. And after the hold, he was able to just breeze his way over across the map and end the game. GG. Serral will take the series. And with that, we are not done with our mirror matchups. We're not done, not yet, as we are getting into our next game. Up next, we have a PvP between Hearthstone and DNS. Let's go.